ISF Exemptions and Exceptions Explained. Welcome back to our video series on customs brokerage and international trade. In today's episode, we will be discussing an important topic, the Importer Security Filing, ISF, Exemptions and Exceptions. If you are involved in importing goods, this information will help you navigate through the requirements and potentially save you time and resources. So, let's dive in. Understanding the Importer Security Filing. Before we delve into exemptions and exceptions, let's first recap what the Importer Security Filing is. The ISF is a mandatory requirement by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, for most ocean shipments entering the United States. It is aimed at enhancing supply chain security by providing CBP with advance information about incoming cargo. Exemptions from the Importer Security Filing. Now, let's move on to the exemptions from the Importer Security Filing. There are a few circumstances where an ISF is not required. The first exemption is for goods imported for the U.S. government or on behalf of certain international organizations. In these cases, the government or organization assumes the responsibility for security measures. Another exemption is granted for goods being imported into the United States by certain authorized agencies. These agencies have their own security protocols in place, which exempt them from submitting ISF. Exceptions to the Importer Security Filing. Moving on to the exceptions, which differ from exemptions as they apply to situations where an ISF is still required, but with specific variations. The first exception is for certain types of immediate exportation or transportation and exportation shipments. In these cases, the ISF must still be filed, but the timing and content requirements are adjusted. Another exception is for foreign cargo remaining on board, FROB, shipments. This refers to shipments that are only passing through the United States to a different destination. In these cases, the ISF is required for the inbound voyage to the United States, but not for the final destination. There are a few more exceptions worth mentioning. One is for goods that are specifically identified as exempted by the CBP Commissioner due to the nature of the goods or commercial practices. These exemptions are typically based on established policies or industry best practices. Additionally, certain low-value shipments, valued at or below $2,500, are exempt from filing an ISF. However, it is important to note that even though an ISF may not be required, other customs documentation may still be necessary to clear the goods through customs. Penalties for non-compliance. It is crucial to understand that failing to comply with the Importer Security Filing requirements can result in penalties and shipment delays. The CBP may assess penalties for late, inaccurate, or incomplete filings, which can range from monetary fines to additional scrutiny or even refusal of entry. That wraps up our discussion on Importer Security Filing exemptions and exceptions. Remember, it is important to familiarize yourself with these exemptions and exceptions to avoid unnecessary complications and potential penalties. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos, where we will continue exploring customs brokerage and international trade topics. Thank you for watching. Disclaimer note below. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.